Hello there and welcome to another video. This is gonna be a big video because we are reviewing a Jehovah's Witness movie in their Young People Ask series, which is targeted well towards young people, specifically teenagers. Right out the gate, I'm going to say this video starts out on a very important and serious note. But if you don't want to hear it, go to this timestamp. With that, I ask you to like and subscribe. And let's us discuss this God-forsaken movie.
Back in Bible times, a young woman named Dinah got involved with bad associations. What were the consequences? Cast members of a modern-day drama recall the Bible account.
Dinah was the daughter of Jacob.
She moved along with Jacob's family to a new area.
The scriptures say that she used to go out to visit the daughters of the land.
It was
One detail I noticed is that the girls are modeled after the ones that will be appearing in the drama.
a custom with her.
God forbid she have friends owe the humanity.
She was putting herself in a compromising situation.
At some point, a Canaanite man named Shechem noticed her.
He was the most honorable man in his father's house, but he was still not a worshiper of Jehovah.
Like that means anything for what he did to Dana. There goes that us versus them mentality that dominates witness culture. All worldly people want to do is hurt you, blah blah blah. This is where a trigger warning is needed. Please, if you are sensitive to this subject, please go to this timestamp.
But there was something about Dinah that must have attracted him.
It had a lot to do with her innocence and her inexperience.
Actually, there is nothing in the text that suggests it was her inexperience and innocence. He just straight up took her, assaulted her, and then he wanted to marry her.
And she was a virgin. She was not like all these other Canaanite girls.
She put herself in a compromising situation.
She allowed herself to be alone with Shechem, where he took advantage of the situation.
They might have just started talking or, laughing about something, and one thing leads to another.
I'm sure it would have been devastating because he forced her to have sex.
This is absolutely awful to chalk up the rape of someone as their fault, saying that if they had only kept company of someone with equal faith, they could have avoided this. Or saying you were the one alone with them, it's on you. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? They show some sympathy to Dana, so they aren't devoid of it. But that doesn't mean much when they still blame all of this happening on her, when she is the victim here. Let's hear what else they have to say.
She got herself into this situation, and that she'd hurt not only her family, her father, her parents, but Jehovah too.
And listen to their language. She allowed herself to be alone with him. She put herself into a compromising position and she got herself into this situation. This is victim blaming. Blaming her cause someone else took advantage of her is not only sickening but just flat out wrong. And even more scary, Watchtower has a history of mishandling abuse, as we have discussed in the past, and just saying terrible things regarding this subject. Such as in the 1980 For Awake, they resisted rapist, they write.
The intended victim should remember that the rapist is a human. No doubt there are circumstances in his life that have precipitated his behavior. So although a woman should not cower in fear and permit a rapist to intimidate her, at the same time she should treat him understandingly, as a fellow human. End quote.
I shouldn't even have to say anything about how this is bad. No victim of abuse should be told to sympathize with their abuser. Rather or not they want to forgive them or not is their choice, and they should not be told to do so. You'll see why I mention forgiveness in a second. But I want to read further down the same article cause it gets worse. I won't read this part, but I will put it on screen. A different woman was recounting an experience, and she mentions Deuteronomy chapter 22, basically saying that if she were to scream, that would be the same as consent. And earlier in that same article she said, If she gave in to the assault, she would have no hope in resurrection, as it would displease God. Or some bull like that. Again, I don't really have to go into how vile this is. And how vile this thinking is. That you hurt Jehovah cause you were a victim of abuse and that you may have no hope in living. Forever, that doesn't sound like a loving God to me at all. Like is God so unfair that he is upset by the victim? And not the assaulter, that's very backwards thinking. You also got to consider the targeted demographic here. And that is children and teenagers. I first saw this when I was a child. And this really puts into perspective how harmful this cult is to the people in it. Being sawed in this cult can warrant a judicial committee, where they ask you very personal questions basically to find out if you resisted enough. And if they don't think you did, it's fornication. And watching this video, kids will adopt this way of thinking, this shaming of victims, which could lead someone to taking their own life. They will think they displeased God if this were to happen to them. Going back into forgiveness earlier, I myself even had an experience when an elder told me to forgive my abuser and forget going to court because judicial matters bring reproach on Jehovah's name. And all of this, there is just no surprise the witnesses cover up and have a problem with abuse today. It's just under the followers' noses and people think this is God's true religion. But it's not. It's just 8 million people being led by 9 frauds in a 3-piece suit, and that's sad. And that wraps up this super serious section of the video. Now let us see what this movie has to offer.
Dinah account is from history that it still definitely applies today. This kind of situation can definitely happen.
I think this drama is going to help a lot of people, kids and adults, to see that what happened to Dinah could happen to any of us if we let it.
If you let it?
What do you mean by that?
Dear Chrissy, sorry it's taken me so long to answer your letters. It was pretty crazy around here for a while. Anyway, I want you to know that I'm okay. But Chrissy, something you said in your last letter worried me. You said that you thought the friends at the Kingdom Hall were boring, and that the kids at school were a lot more fun.
It really depends on the witness, really. Some can be really uptight and self-righteous, others can be chill. But yes, worldly people are generally more fun, mostly because they aren't in a cult.
If you knew what I've been through recently, you'd understand why I'm worried. You've probably wondered why I haven't written you since we moved here. I guess I've been too ashamed. But now I think I need to tell you. I understood why we had to move, with Dad getting the new job and everything. But that didn't make things any easier.
God, this exposition is boring. Let me just tell you what happens. She moved, misses her old friends, lemma skip.
I started writing poetry again. It seemed to take my mind off my loneliness.
Let's go, nigga, come on.
Make new friends.
This is my wife, Julie. Hi, I'm Ken.
I had a major attitude problem.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Tara.
Yeah, same here.
This is how it be. God, this is relatable.
I wonder what was wrong with her. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, you must be Tara.
Hi.
God, what is this fit? Absolutely zero drip damn. You hate to see it.
Hey, I just met your parents. They are so nice.
Thanks.
Well, anyway, my name is Stacy. You mind if I sit down?
Leave her alone. Geez, she don't want to talk.
There was this pioneer sister, Stacy Evans. She tried really hard to be nice.
So, I hear you're from Lucinda Falls?
Lucinda Falls.
Oh, Lucinda Falls, sorry. Pretty small town, huh?
It's not that small.
That's what she said.
Oh, sorry. I
That's
didn't mean
okay.
to. Must be pretty hard being away from all your friends, huh?
Excuse me, brothers. Could everyone please find their seats?
Stacy, it was nice meeting you.
Stop the cap.
I just wasn't ready to make any new friends.
I hunger for cowabunga.
Ever felt so alone. And school was the final brushstroke on this portrait of misery.
Cowabunga.
I felt so out of place. It was like I didn't even exist. A few weeks later, though, things seemed to change for the better. It was in Mr. Beckwith's English class.
That was so 5 years ago.
All right, listen up. Don't look at me. Listen up, people.
Cowabunga.
What are we going to do about the party? That's... Oh. Okay, now the question, what are we going to do about?
Thank you. This past weekend, while you were out partying, this overworked and underpaid English teacher spent his weekend reading your poems.
Sweet, what about your...
Take
I'ma just say it, this classroom is funny, man. They actually behave like real teenagers. And how did Jehovah's Witness acting get worse over time, bruh?
this masterpiece, for example. I think I shall never see a guy as cool as Anthony. He's very strong and cute and tall. I like to show him off in the shopping mall.
Here, you got some loose up there?
And guess who authored this work of art? My skateboard makes a sound when it hits the ground. That can be by people.
No, Mr. B, you gotta read it with a little rhythm, a little style, some attitude.
Sit, Kyle.
Could just sit.
Some of you did write verses that rightly can be called lyrical poetry. Now we'll have that select few present their poems before the class. Sorry, Miss Taylor, not this time. First up, Miss Tara Matson.
Great. As if being the new kid in class wasn't bad enough. Now I had to be put on public exhibition.
Matt King. I don't know. I have her in my 7th period, though.
Does she always have a farm girl?
I was sick. I remember the day I caught loneliness.
Okay, come on.
Skip.
Lost in this world so vast and uncaring. Cast aside, passed by, left astray. I took steps to destroy it before it sapped me, crushed me, left me victim. I pulled harder, ripping that stone right from my heart, and threw it all back into the void from where it came. Yes, I had thrown loneliness away.
Thank you, Miss Matson. Excellent work. Notice her use of simile when she says, "It lay like a stone."
For weeks I had been invisible to these kids.
That contributes to the lyricism.
Suddenly they noticed me.
Thank you. Do you know what this shows me? That you're all capable of writing poetry. It's just a matter of making the effort. Don't forget, people, due Friday, dramatic dialogue theme, suffering, loss, partner optional.
Cowabunga!
So, you're a math genius too.
Oh, hi, Lori.
And some kind of frustrated poet just waiting to be discovered.
I wouldn't
What the heck is the girl wearing in the background?
say that.
Well, Mr. Beckwith sure drooled over your poetry.
So?
So, I figure you're the one to help me with the class assignment. I have to get an A on it.
Why, you're flunking English?
No, but I gotta pull my grades up in order to get into college. So I figure you're the one to help me with this.
I was planning on working on it by myself.
Come on, Tara. Mr. B said we could use a partner.
Look, Lori, I'm sorry, but I like to work alone when I write.
Please, don't make me beg.
I actually felt sorry for her.
Is that a yes?
I guess.
Yes. Okay, I'll pick you up tomorrow and you can go to my place.
Your place? Why can't we just do it here?
This place is gross.
She is one of the best characters in this movie.
Besides, we'll have a lot more privacy. Okay, ciao.
At the time, I couldn't think of any way to get out.
Geez, that house is massive. How rich is Lori? Like, damn.
A little curious about this girl.
Drives me crazy with these assignments. I mean, what does suffering loss mean?
Didn't he say it can mean whatever we want it to mean? So we make something up.
Like what?
Like when your parents make you move away and you lose everything you care about.
Tell me about it.
What, you too?
Hey, I wasn't always the picture of charm and fashion that you see before you today.
A yes. True fashion, khakis, and a blue shirt.
We used to live in a small house in a small town. And then Dad hit it big in the stock market. And voila. Goodbye, friends. Hello, loneliness. I don't know why I'm telling you all this.
That's it.
That's what?
The loss. We do a dramatic dialogue about the loss of friendship.
You mean about friends moving away?
No, a little too close to home.
Then how about because they've had a fight?
Fight? About what?
Hello, about guys. What else do girls fight about?
Anything else. These lines scream written by 30-year-old man.
Finally, the ideas were flowing. We got together again the next day.
So there's two women, and we can make them really old, like 30.
Okay, I laughed.
Yeah, and they're both hopelessly in love with this guy, Jake.
Jake? Nah. Brett.
Okay, Brett.
Now,
Listen to this knockoff Gangsta's Paradise. One of the funniest things about this drama, it's just so blatant.
As I got to know Lori, my opinion of her began to change. I never would have guessed that we had so much in common.
This is what we call making friends. And we see that Lori isn't bad at all. She is actually really chill. And she is even bringing drinks to her guest, and the audience is supposed to not like her. But she is actually funny and nice once you get to know her.
Thanks. These are great pictures. Who's this?
oh, that was my best friend, Misty. We used to do everything together. Anyway, that's our old house. Can you believe it?
Don't you miss it sometimes?
Yeah, a little. But mostly my friends.
One of the multitude of things that suck about being a witness is that you meet amazing people that aren't in the faith, but in the back of your mind you know. You aren't supposed to be in company with them, but all these people want to be your friend. They like you and want to be with you. Not cause they are told to, but because they want to. I cannot tell you how many birthday parties I've been invited to and I just couldn't go. In class, when a kid had a birthday, a witness child is supposed to reject the food he is given. They limit the relationships you have, making sure you are only surrounded by people who think and act the same as you. That, in my opinion, doesn't make you a well-rounded person. It makes you stagnate as a person. There is value in different perspectives.
So, Proverbs 13:20 says, "He that is walking with wise persons will become wise, but he that is having dealings with the stupid ones will fare badly." Now, when the Bible says stupid ones, it's not talking about people who are unintelligent, but about people who do not follow godly standards.
I will never understand why the Watchtower changed foolish to stupid. They literally mean the same thing. It's just another needless change.
All I could think about was getting together again with Lori.
You can't have him, Alexandra. Brett is mine.
Yours? Well, you don't own Brett, Kimberly.
Yeah. What about me, Alexandra?
That's the problem, Kimberly. It's always been about you.
Doesn't our friendship mean anything at all to you?
Our friendship?
Write it off as a loss, honey. Your loss, my gain.
Okay, so we weren't ready for Broadway. But the class loved it. A week ago, I couldn't stand this girl.
Ladies, brilliant.
Suddenly, Lori's friends didn't mind being seen with me.
That was so great. You guys should try out for the school play. Okay, no, that was just for an A. But you have definitely earned a seat at this table, Tara.
Yeah, we had an opening for a literary genius.
Erin, please, I'm no genius.
Ooh, and so modest.
And yes, you are expected to pray over your food all the time. And thank God for that sloppy Joe.
Girl, if I had your talent, I'd cash in on it.
What do you mean?
Hello, scholarships, a career, fame,
Money
guys,
and money.
and guys.
More dialogue written by a middle-aged man. But still, even if Tara doesn't want any of those things, they're still being supportive, which is what friends should be. Again, different perspectives of what makes a successful person, and that isn't bad.
No, writing's just a hobby for me.
So what do you plan to do? Flip burgers?
Well, I need to do something to support myself, but I really want to help people.
Yeah, by showing up to their door unannounced at 8 a.m. Then complain later if they were rude even though you're on their property. Or by standing on the side of a crowded area for 2 hours in front of a cart. Or by writing letters to people who don't even know. How you got their address to send them letters? Yeah, really working on the front lines there.
What, you mean like a social worker or something?
No, more like volunteer work.
Volunteer work?
Yeah, I mean, we teach people.
Teach what?
That if you join us now, God won't kill you in a global genocide, but it's okay, you'll be able to pet a snake or something. Oh, see your dead grandma too, just don't mind the 8 billion bodies.
Hello, teachers don't make any money?
No, let me explain. You see, I'm one of...
Hold that thought. Summer clearance girls, today only. Yes. Tara, you can't miss it.
I don't think I can. I don't have any money with me.
Have no fear. Daddy's credit card is here. Besides, I owe you big time.
Hey, maybe we can get her out of her Miss Lucinda Falls outfit.
It's Lucinda Falls.
Whatever.
And besides, what's wrong with my outfit?
I don't know why Lori is laughing. Her outfit is straight booty cheeks too.
Now I was in Lori's circle of friends. But I had to make a few changes to fit in.
Check this out. Great. Hey. Wait till Mark sees you.
Mark?
Hello, Mark in your English class, Mark. He's been checking you out ever since your little poetry reading.
He's cute, and Daddy has big bucks.
Not to mention that he's recently become available. I could definitely see you two together.
Together? I don't want to be together with anyone.
We could set you up.
Well, if he's so great, how come none of you are interested in him?
I'm seeing somebody already.
Ditto. And I'm with Anthony, remember? And he's in college.
Why the hell did they write this part?
Besides, I'm not into the sensitive intellectual type.
Yeah, just like that last mutant you were dating.
The intellectually charged type. Don't even get me started on some of the losers you've dated.
Anyway, you are interested, aren't you, Tara?
Well, no. I mean, I don't know.
Don't worry, Tara. We'll arrange everything.
Arrange what?
Arrange what? The girls also figured I needed a little help with my social life.
They aren't wrong. And they are just trying to help the way they think they can. No, seriously, so far they've bonded. They bought her clothes, they are even like, hey, there's a guy interested in you. I think you can hit it off, come out of your shell a little bit. They are literally trying to help.
Mark, she's way different from the other girls you've dated. I mean, she's into charity and volunteering and that sort of stuff.
She wants to be a social worker or something like that.
Oh, hi. Mark, you are so funny.
Hi, Tara.
Hey, Tara, we saved a seat just for you.
Thanks.
You know Mark Chandler, don't you?
Yeah, we're in the same English class.
And you are the great poet and playwright.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm serious. You were really great. So, how do you like life near the big city?
Well, I haven't actually seen the city yet.
Get out. What do you do when you're not at school?
Oh!
Yeah, on Meatloaf Day, get the pizza.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Thanks.
Isn't he so sweet?
He just gave her a fork.
Anyway, on weekends, I'm usually with my parents. And
Hey, what are you doing Saturday? We could show her around.
Play tour guides, why not?
Sounds like fun.
Count me in.
So what do you say?
I don't know. I have to be up early on Sunday.
We'll start early, we'll get back early.
There you go.
Yeah.
Come on, Tara.
Well, I guess so.
All right, we're on. So we'll meet after lunch. Yeah. And I'll pick you up at your house.
Great.
That's okay. I'll just get a ride to Laurie's.
I never would have admitted it, but I did
Okay,
think
cool.
Mark was cute. And a day with the girls sounded like fun. That Saturday morning, I went out in field service with Stacy Evans, but my mind was not on preaching.
You want to do the next one? No, that's okay. You could do it.
I told Stacy that I was hungry and wanted to stop service early. She insisted on buying me lunch.
Okay, here's your salad. Thanks. It'll be a couple minutes on your burger, honey.
Thanks.
What are you laughing at? Those are the best fries. Justice for floppy fries.
So, how are you doing? I mean, getting used to the new school and everything.
Okay, actually. Most everyone's been pretty nice.
Oh, that's good. Hey, listen, I'm having some friends over tonight. I want you to come. I actually made a cheesecake that I'm proud of.
I'd love to, but I promised to go into the city with some friends.
Oh, from our home?
No, from school. But they're just gonna show me around the city. They're real nice.
The expression change, oh Lord.
Look, I hope you don't mind me asking this, but how well do you really know these kids?
Well, how well do you know the kids at the Hull Stacy? Who knows, they could be in their room on their Sega Genesis playing Mortal Kombat or something. Or, even worse, watching Pokémon. This does take place in the 90s after all.
What do you mean?
I mean, do they have any interest in the Bible?
I should start making a checklist to see if people qualify to be my friend, and if they don't, avoid them like the plague, and they'll wonder what they did wrong and why you don't want to hang out anymore.
I don't know. It hasn't come up. But they're not into drugs or anything like that.
I mean, Kyle is cause, well, look at him. But also, Kyle hasn't spoken to Tara at all in this movie. You don't have to be friends with all your friends' friends, you know that, right? Even then, I know people from school who have done this stuff. But did I abandon them cause they did it? No, I don't condone drugs, so I don't take part, and that's my choice, and it's up to them. If they want to quit or not, and if they do, I will gladly help them, cause my help is not based on if they want to pick up a Bible. Nor do I help to say I told you so. I help cause they need it, simple as that.
In fact, they're even nicer than some of the kids at the Kingdom Hall.
Valid.
Well, even if that were true...
If? What do you mean if? I know Stacy is biased, but it's getting on my nerves.
Don't you think you have to be careful with people who may not even believe in the Bible?
Stacy, it literally doesn't matter. Get your bias out of here. There are good and bad people in your faith, while there's a nuanced thought. Stop acting like the world is black and white. A show meant for children gets the point across greatly.
Person was right. If anything, their story proves anyone's capable of great good and great evil. Everyone, even the Fire Lord and the Fire Nation, have to be treated like they're worth giving a chance.
For a religion that's so accepting, you sure seem to judge people all because they don't want to learn a Bible.
Don't forget what happened to Dinah.
What?
No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
She is basically saying if she goes into the city with these kids, she is going to get raped. It doesn't get any more fear-mongering than that, and the worst thing is, I've had a conversation like this where this was basically said, God, I've never wanted to slap someone so much before.
Dinah.
Yeah, you remember Jacob's daughter?
These kids are not Canaanite.
Tee, these kids aren't rapists.
They're very nice.
Maybe, but what are their beliefs? What are their morals?
Stacy, your book is filled with stories of murder, incest, and genocide. I do not want to hear about morals from you.
So you're saying that I shouldn't be friendly with anyone in school who isn't a witness?
She isn't saying you can't be friendly. No, not at all. She is just saying you can't be friends with them, nor can you hang out. Text or call them, that's what you are supposed to do.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I mean, the Bible tells us to love our neighbors.
Unless they are gay.
But doesn't it also warn us that it's dangerous to get too close to certain people? People that don't follow God's standard?
Again, it doesn't make any difference.
Dinah learned that the hard way.
Shut your
I hate her so much.
But don't we have to teach people about the Bible? How can I do that if I don't spend any time with them?
Oh, so you have had a chance?
Another interesting fact, worldly people are only useful to witnesses. If you want to study their Bible, if the witness feels you aren't progressing or you don't want to anymore, they could cut ties with you.
To witness to them?
Well, no. But that's not the point. Lori and her friends are not bad.
Okay. But do they encourage you to do good things?
I mean, they encouraged her to get a career in writing that's good, and money to sustain herself. That's good, and fun fact, there is a witness that is an author. He has starred in another witness movie. His name is Jonathan Thompson. He plays John in the drama. What is true love?
That you took on as an adult?
No, I always wrote. It was always my stock answer. Like, for what I was going to do when I grew up, I was going to write. So I just kind of kept doing it till it worked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, you're a professional writer, but most of your writing professionally has been nonfiction. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm a certified personal trainer and nutritionist, so I do a lot of health and fitness writing.
Yeah. So Average and A House Divided are your first published fiction books. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Furthermore, other famous witnesses include Serena Williams, who was baptized recently, and for another one who was featured in a witness movie was Nicholas King, who is a singer. Good things are subjective, and they want her to use to talent to sustain herself, and that's good. But Watchtower doesn't really want their followers to be successful cause. Why pursue material things when this system is going to end? They say as they build new headquarters and beg for money from followers. Very sad.
Like personal study, meetings, field service.
They probably won't even understand how you spend most of your free time and 3 days out of your week plus school or work for a religion. Or they are just like, okay, you do you, if it makes you happy.
No. Look, Stacy, I've already given my word. And Jesus did say I have to let my yes mean yes, right?
Tara, do you really think Jesus meant saying yes to things that can hurt you?
Stacy, I'll be careful. I'm not gonna do anything stupid. Trust me.
Here's your burger, honey.
Oh no, she forgot to pray. Oh, the humanity. Oh, what a world, what a world.
Stacy's words affected me far more than she realized. But I had already made up my mind.
And let's go. You know Tara's gonna turn into a pumpkin. Just squeeze.
I lied to my parents. and told them I had plans with some friends from the congregation.
This is what happens when you are part of an organization that alienates kids from each other.
At first, we pretty much stayed together as a group. But soon, Mark and I were talking. I really enjoyed the attention.
There's so much to do.
Oh, I love his stuff.
But you know he was stoned when he wrote those poems. You write better when you're high?
No, I'm not into drugs. Are you?
You know that used to be the tallest building in New York?
So you can see.
Mark made me feel special. And the more I got to know him, the more I liked him.
Yeah, that happens when you talk to people.
9th Street Bridge, Roosevelt Park.
I wasn't going to let anything spoil this day.
Well, you know, I knew you'd like it.
What is this dude wearing, and why doesn't he have a shirt on? I guess to be fair, it is New York.
Let's see what's down the street.
Okay.
Oh, please. They're pretty good.
Not bad.
Where's Kyle?
Excuse Kyle as the most obvious drug deal in history. Takes place 3 feet behind you in broad daylight. How can nobody see this is absolutely not subtle drug deal?
Could I ask like a really stupid question?
It's never stopped you before.
Why are we going home so early?
Aaron's right. This place doesn't even get going until after dark.
That's true, and if we leave now, all we're gonna do is sit in traffic.
Why don't we hit a couple of clubs? Sounds great, but...
Come on, Tara, just call your parents, tell them we had a flat tire or something.
Oh, yeah.
No, I better get home.
I wanna go home now.
People, have no fear. Thanks to me, your evening will not be a total waste.
Oh, so you're leaving? Now you know I don't touch that stuff. Stunts your growth.
You're lost.
Gasp. Oh no, it's weed.
Kyle, put it away before we get busted. Oh, I hope that's the good stuff.
The best.
Honestly, being high would be better than watching this. So pass it here, Kyle.
Hey, my parents are gone. Little party at my place.
Yeah.
Too bad, Tara, you're missing out. Tara, are you okay?
Yeah, it's just that... Never mind.
Chrissy, I probably would have stayed.
No, you wouldn't, that petrified face you just pulled. Yeah, nah.
But it was getting dark, and I knew I'd never get away with coming home. Mark told me he didn't mind taking me home.
Oh, Mark, you want to make your next lunch?
Wait, Tara, there's one more place you've got to see.
Mark, I've got to get home.
I'll get you home. Trust me.
Mark. This is your favorite spot?
Sure is.
What, may I ask, is so special about it?
He has sex here, Tara.
Sometimes I just like to come here and think.
About what?
Things. Like how to tell your father you don't want to go to law school and work for the firm.
Isn't there good money in it?
I don't care about the money. I want to help people. Maybe teach or do volunteer work.
This guy is anti-charisma. He is the exact opposite of Riz. Like, this dude legitimately has less game than someone that is asleep.
You sound like me.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Mark seemed to care about a lot of the things that were important to me. Before I knew it, we had been talking for over an hour.
I don't know.
So Kyle's flying down the hallway.
Beckwith jumps right in front of him. Boom! Kyle and Beckwith flat on their backs.
Oh no.
Kyle spent his entire sophomore year in detention for that. Tara, you know... Oh, never mind.
No, what?
You're different from the other girls, aren't you?
Different? Is that supposed to be a compliment?
Growing up as a witness, this idea that you're different, that makes you attractive, has been tossed around quite a bit, and it's being echoed here. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, I'm just saying it probably happens very rarely.
Yeah. I mean, I've never met anyone like you. I could tell from your poem.
Well, you know, I was really impressed with your poem, too.
Oh, well, thanks. But yours told me something.
Told you what?
That you've got a lot going on inside. I mean, Lori and the other girls are okay, but they're all so empty. You're different.
Chrissy, I can't believe how close I came to breaking Jehovah's laws that night. Things went way too far, and Mark wanted to go much farther. But I couldn't. I kept thinking about how much it would hurt my parents, my friends, and especially Jehovah. Still, it wasn't easy. It took everything I had to stop.
This part is vague, but the took everything I had to stop leads me to think this was consensual, and she changed her mind later as it was getting more frisky. This brings me to talk about the sexual repression that happens in this cult. I eventually want to make a video solely about this, but you'll have to wait for that, as it's an issue that's affected me greatly. Sexual repression in a religious setting is when followers are taught that sex is bad or you can only have sex under these parameters. This leads people to feel shame for their natural thoughts and urges. If they have a crush, yes, they are told that these feelings are natural, but then they are told that it is wrong, thus they feel guilt and shame. They are simply unable to express their own sexuality. They are taught those thoughts and urges should be purged to remain pure. This could have devastating effects on one's mental health. No wonder why Tara feels awful about doing a completely natural thing that humans do. Humans at the end of the day are animals, and we shouldn't have this big part of our lives stripped away from us. Again, it could prevent someone from growing as a person. The guilt that Tara is harboring is unneeded. We will see how her parents react in a second. Let's continue.
And to get Mark to take me home.
Tara?
Mark revealed a side of himself that I hadn't seen before.
I just don't get it. Things were going so great. What is it with you?
Mark didn't care about me or my feelings. He wanted one thing.
I wish you could understand.
Later on, I learned I wasn't the
Well, I
first
don't.
or the last to be taken to his favorite spot.
Well, duh. People hook up, it's fairly common.
I gotta go.
I felt so stupid, so naive. It was wrong to be alone like that with any guy, but especially one who didn't serve Jehovah. I let Mark know that I would never go out with him again.
Imagine being Mark. You meet a girl. It's going good. You are about to start lovemaking, and then she starts talking about some religious nonsense. Then asks you to take her home. You don't understand, so you do, and she ghosts you. That's tragic. Bro got cockblocked by God.
That night, I told my parents everything. They were very upset.
Are you sure you told us everything? Nothing else happened?
You What do you want me to do? Go into detail. I know the elders will ask questions along the lines of what positions did you try? What else did you do? Did you like it? And that's creepy enough, but you're a dad interrogating your child about the possible sex she had. Instead of, making sure she's okay, you berate her. Yell at her, making her feel worse about the situation than she already does. She shouldn't even feel bad about anything. I'm just saying.
That's weird.
No, Dad, I told you.
You've been telling us a lot of things. I don't know what to believe anymore.
Honey, what were you thinking? Didn't you get it? Why do you think he took you there?
Don't you know what he wanted? I can't believe this.
Other than this overreaction, again, listen to her mom. What were you thinking? Didn't you get it? If this wasn't consensual, this would be straight up victim blaming, making her feel stupid for a situation you didn't equip her to handle.
After a while, things started to calm down.
How long were you sitting there for? As your dad paced around bamboozled at the process he used to make his daughter.
And they really listened.
Tara, it took a lot of courage to tell us all that.
Would have taken less if you didn't yell at her and had a civil conversation from the get-go.
Sorry I got so angry.
That's okay, Dad. I just wish I came to you and Mom sooner. Maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Honey, we're just glad things didn't go any further than they did.
I know, but I still feel awful about what did happen.
Tara, you probably kissed him, maybe grabbed him a little bit. Though I wouldn't know how that would work. You were in a car, but either way, nothing did happen. You said you were uncomfortable and he took you home. You are fine. I'm sorry, but she shouldn't have to go through this process. When the situation is already over, she had a sexual encounter, something completely normal. This wouldn't even be a bad thing. If she didn't think having sex, much less being alone with someone, was a bad thing. There's that purity culture. It makes me wonder if Tara did go along with it, would her parents see her as ruined or defiled? Which is also a pretty creepy thing in my opinion. The very concept of someone being ruined if they have sex before marriage, like their worth hinges on them being a virgin. And if they do have sex, they can be slut-shamed. They may not say it out loud, but they be thinking it. And at Diana's time since she got assaulted, her social value would go down. And you already know. People would be gossiping about this Mark situation. It's just whack, man.
And so do we. We got so wrapped up in our new jobs, the house, that we didn't even see what you were going through.
Honey, we're going to do everything that we can to help you get through this.
It's been a long day. Let's get some rest and we can talk about this tomorrow.
Why though? If you want her to get over it, stop reminding her of it.
My parents, and later the elders.
Mom.
That elders meeting had to be awkward. A bunch of men, mostly old and balding, asking all sorts of questions about what went down that night. To a teenager, you.
That's suspicious.
Were really there for me.
So perfect. I mean, what was the problem? I know Mark practices safe sex.
Lori couldn't believe that I turned Mark down.
It's because...
Because of what?
Because of what I believe.
I don't get it.
I mean, it's my religious beliefs, Lori.
Look, Tara, I went through a lot of trouble to get you guys together. And now you've suddenly gotten religious? What's up with that?
I haven't suddenly gotten religious. This is what I've always believed. I guess I just forgot who I really am and what I care about.
Don't you care about Mark?
I did, but I shouldn't have gotten involved with him, and I'm definitely not going to do something immoral with him.
The rest of the world is immoral while I'm pure. Oh, please next tell them how much better you are that you follow a book that prohibited the eating of fat on an animal or the mixing of two fabrics together. The no eating animal fat part is what's really interesting cause. Most witnesses know that scripture for the no eating of blood, which witnesses take as no blood transfusions, but they ignore the eating of the fat of an animal. The blood transfusions are a different topic altogether, but still sticking with the blood thing. The Bible prohibits you from even touching a woman on her period. Imagine you're touching your wife as she's on her period and having to go take a shower for a week.
Who said do something immoral? I have morals.
I'm not saying that you don't.
No, Tara is just saying that your morals are wrong. That's what she is saying.
Then what are you saying?
That I don't believe in having sex before marriage.
If it's with somebody that you really care about, what's the big deal?
That's what I'm saying. The big deal is that the Bible says it's wrong.
Okay. And?
Do you have to do every little thing the Bible says?
According to earlier, no. I bet Tara has clothes made of wool mixed with linen right now, you filthy sinner.
Look, Lori, I should have told you this before. I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses.
You are?
Yes, and we take the Bible seriously.
So do witnesses think that they are the only group that takes the Bible seriously. I don't know why I'm even saying this. Of course they do. They think out of the thousands of Christian denominations, they are the only ones that are correct. I will not go into how egotistical that is, but it speaks for itself.
It says sex is for two people who are married.
The Bible also says you can buy slaves from other countries. Yeah.
You're kidding, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so it didn't work out with you and Mark. But don't forget about the party Friday. Maybe you'll meet somebody else. Somebody who's more like you.
No, Lori, I don't think so.
I like how Lori is still trying to help.
Not there.
Well, then just come and hang out with us girls.
And she still wants to be friends.
Thanks, but I just wouldn't be comfortable at the party.
Okay, so you don't want to date guys, and you don't want to go to parties. Don't you people have any kind of fun?
Of course we do. The Bible doesn't condemn fun. I would love to explain my beliefs.
It's sad that in order to prove she has fun, she feels the need to explain her beliefs.
Maybe then all this would make more sense to you.
I don't know, Tara, it's late. Maybe another time.
Telling her all that was not easy, but it was worth it.
Was it though?
I think that Lori respected me for it, and it felt good to finally stand up for what I believed. I just wish that I had spoken up earlier. It would have saved me a lot of pain.
Hold on, let me make some analog horror.
Tara, are you all right? Are you sure? You want to talk about it?
Stacy, ever since I've moved here, you've been trying to be my friend, and I've acted so stupid. Why do you keep trying?
Because I don't think you really like this. I think I'm looking at someone who's going through a hard time and who really needs a friend. And I'd like to be that friend, if you let me.
You have been a friend, Stacy.
Has she? The only thing she did was say, "You were basically going to get assaulted if you go out with a bunch of teenagers not of equal faith." also implying worldly people are inherently bad and witnesses are inherently good, which is not the case. Again, there are good and bad on both sides.
Maybe even more than you know. I'll be okay. I realize now how much Jehovah cares and that I have my parents and friends like you to help me.
You know what? Tomorrow, you and me. Let's go out in service and do lunch or something. Does that sound good?
No.
I'd like that.
Good.
As long as we don't go back to the Silver Spoon Diner again.
You mean the Greasy Spoon Diner? Oh.
That was months ago, and I'm finally getting over things and feeling much better. I see things a lot differently now. I realize that being in the truth means more than just going to the Kingdom Hall with our parents. That we really do have to make the truth our own. Being with people who want to do the same thing can make a big difference.
Perfect timing. I just finished a letter to an old friend.
Oh, really? From back home?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Hi, Meg. Hi, Lynette.
Hey, thank you.
Oh, thank you. So how was service for you this morning?
At first, I didn't think I had anything in common with the friends in my congregation.
I went with Stacy and her
But you know what? We have the most important thing in common we could have. Our friendship with Jehovah. Things are going great with my parents. I'm a lot more open with them now.
Why don't you just go ahead with the girls and we'll just meet you over there, okay? Okay.
And I let them know how I really feel. We've gotten a lot closer.
See you there. Love you.
Love you. Hey, Tara, does this mean your dad's gonna try and be a sports hero again?
That's right, like the last time.
Wasn't he in traction for like a month?
Hey, I heard that.
Just kidding, Brother Madsen.
Sometimes I used to think I was missing out because I couldn't do everything the kids in school did. Now I think that they're the ones missing out.
You serious?
Yes, like. Being shunned from your family if you don't want to be a witness, refusing medical treatment. People controlling what you dress, talk, and present yourself. Losing 3 days out of the week, and the list goes on. What are they missing out on?
Maybe there are a lot of things a Christian can't do. I've learned something very important. Something that I will never forget. Who my real friends are. And Chrissy, I hope that you will always be one of them. Forever.
If Chrissy gets disfellowshipped, goodbye to that friendship.
Love, Tara.
It's done. Yes, Mr. Frodo. It's over now.
Well, that was a long video. I hope you enjoyed this more in-depth discussion. I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video. Have a wonderful day.